Hello and welcome to Digging with Dude. Today we're going to be picking up where we left off with the prehistory of Egypt in the Neolithic period. Now, this is where we first see the evidence in the archaeological record of clay work. It is unknown if it was a original invention by someone there, or if they got the idea from the northeast, which is most likely, but not proven. And we also see depictions of boats, and of course, with depictions of boats, we have the existence of paint. And these boats were held together by reeds. They were entirely made of reeds, and gravity and friction held them together, which was an ingenious sort of thing, and we will have use of this for this invention in later construction of boats, which, when the Egyptians first got hands on wood, which is not in this period, but when they would get their hands on wood, they would mimic this original invention of boat working, the reeds, which is an entirely distinct design. So when they made boats, they made them entirely without the use of nails or even wooden pegs. The boat was held together by gravity, which is just very, very impressive. And so anyways, back to this. With the traditional telling of this history, historians like to divide this into three cultural periods, where they say that one culture supplanted another. But as far as I can understand, this gives you an improper idea of how things went, because it is more accurate to say that it's one culture that is given admixture from foreign groups and ideas from foreigners and new ideas from people within their culture that changes the culture enough to, warrant trying to call it something else. But for the sake of understanding, I'm going to abandon this three cultures name, because even in the earliest of the cultural time periods, there's some distinct artwork that you can notice that exists much later in Egyptian history, such as that almost the narrow eye depictions, which is very famous. It's on some of these very early little clay statues we can find. And so, as they go through this time period, they begin their burial rites. And at first, this is very basic, clay pots and bowls and stone tools, which you can expect people would have either put there for sentimental value or the expectation that they'd be able to take them into the afterlife. And as society develops a class-based system, where one individual holds a lot of wealth and power, they would begin to bury themselves with more and more luxurious things. Some grave burials even had baked clay bottoms with art on them and all sorts of stuff. And this eventually evolves the idea that you get to take things with you into the afterlife. Mind you, this is speculation, but educated speculation. It leads to the act of human sacrifice upon the death of a high-status individual. Now, I don't know if this was an arranged thing between the people who are sacrificed and their leader, or one day somebody just came up with the idea that they'd like their servants to follow them to the afterlife and paid somebody to off them when they died. But anyways, we have evidence of a high-status male who is buried with 12 perfectly healthy individuals who were ritually strangled and buried alongside him. These were presumably his wife and retainers. Very, very interesting practices. So anyways, this is part 2.